It's Christmas on the continent of Ardra, which means it's time to deck your guild halls and prepare for the festivities that are coming our way, including some new Christmas units, well, new to global, and some new vision cards, one of which is actually a global exclusive, at least it is right now, and we'll see how long that remains a fact. But today we're going to talk about our winter holiday party UR vision card and the Holy Knights Visitor Winter Moogle vision card, which is going to be given away to everybody for free. It has an Esper as well, which is actually kind of interesting. So we'll talk about whether or not you should pull/build these cards, and then in another video we'll discuss the new Christmas units. Before we get into the video, we have to quickly shout out WOTVcalc.com. They do amazing work, and it's where I get all of my information from. So it is, 'tis the season to be generous. So please buy them a coffee or go support War of the Vision Calc. And if you haven't checked it out, then do so. Okay, so we're going to talk about the MR card quickly, which we all get for free, which means we also get the Esper. And this card has actually been upgraded multiple times from the Japanese version, so it's pretty exciting. So first of all, we got party ability accuracy up, and that's always a very good party ability. And then dark attack resistance up is very relevant as well, because we just get a lot of dark units that are very popular in global, so definitely want some dark attack resistance. And then we've got our limited global bestowed effects, and they're pretty interesting. So attack up and agility up for specifically the Winter and Mashuri and Winter Ramada. So this is going to be really important, and it's why this card is potentially worth building. So we can see here, this kind of summarizes from the news here, that the party ability got changed in global to accuracy up. It used to be Demon Killer, and then we have our bestowed effects that are new. Okay, so if we take a look at the stats, this is from the Japanese card, and we're expecting it to be the same. You can see the stats are really bad. So there's honestly not a lot going on here in terms of like attack or magic, and that means that even though it's going to be really interesting to see how much attack and agility Ramada and Mashuri get, because that's going to be incredibly important for this card to be viable at all. Because even if it has good accuracy up, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Otherwise, like maybe in stuff like class match, this could be a really good lower cost option. And then the dark resistance, 15%, like that's not terrible. And I mean, we have to see if it's easy to max as well. But yeah, those stats are looking real bad. And you can see it used to get Demon Killer, now it's going to get accuracy up. I'm very curious to see how much accuracy up it gets. Because otherwise, I think that this is going to be a card specifically for the Christmas units, because if it gives them a certain percentage of attack, well, that kind of fixes the attack stat on the card, really, because it only gives 28 attack. And then the agility, that's really like the new bestowed effect, because the first one, again, is just correcting the attack on the card. The second one, agility, that's a really big deal, especially for Christmas Mashuri, who actually does not have very good agility. Okay, so we can look at some other cards that we have accuracy, that have accuracy in this game. So the Grass Flute card was given out to everybody for free. It's a UR card during the we got it during the FFT2 collaboration, and that's your best bet for accuracy. But if you don't have it, then this card is going to be very valuable to you. And then you also have the Crystal Sanctum flag if you want some accuracy. That gives a bunch of accuracy bestowed, and then just a little bit of accuracy to your entire party. So it is good in a pinch. It's also good for class match because of the reduced cost that you will be putting towards your team. So definitely something to think about. Now the Esper, this is where we all just reap the benefits of getting this free card, and we can see it's got a really cool bestow, or a really cool evocation spell where it actually heals your allies and then increases their evasion and critical rate. So those are both really good applications. I don't know if you'd ever want to raise this skill, but it's just kind of cool to see that kind of evocation effect. And then otherwise, there's not like a ton to look at here. The agility is not terrible on this card, this Esper, but the rest of the stats are, you know, ho-hum. Now this is pretty cool. So we get magic attack. That's always good to have, a nice little stat. and then magic resistance, which is not a given right now. I think we've got 2 espers that have it. So, I mean, this is going to be really important for building on a magic resist team. And then kind of cool is the mobilize resistance. It's not really a thing, at least not yet. So we don't really need that, but I just like seeing that. It's like when we recently got the charm resistance on a different Esper on the demon wall. That was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Or whatever, I can't remember what Esper it was on. But either way, the just good to have like resistances for status effects somewhere in the game, especially on an Esper everyone's just going to get. Next up is our super interesting UR exclusive vision card, and man, look at that art. We got a turkey and there's some bread rolls and some salad and ham in there. There's a pie, there's multiple pies actually in all the decorations, and there's a few other treats in the image as well. So let's talk about this card. So the Winter Holiday Party is going to be a really interesting card for a lot of people, because it has some applications for multiple units. So the first thing, we're going to get area attack resistance up, and now consider me interested because this is just such a good ability. I actually use the Death Machine VC all the frickin' time, so I'm super excited for that. Let's keep going. So we get a limited bestowed effect for mace equipable main jobs. Well, golly gee, that's going to be Mashery first of all. Ildira is good, and then Halloween Leela is going to also get to use this magic up and then get a vision ability, so we'll talk about that soon. But first, Ildira also gets another limited bestowed effect, which is water attack up. So right off the bat, this is looking like it's best in slot for Ildira, unless you're going for a very specific thing for your party with the party ability, or you're going for a very specific thing for Ildira, whatever it is. But this just seems like it's going to be the best. And then even on those other units to get magic up and then also have the vision ability, that's a really big deal. So we can get area attack resistance up from 2 other cards, and we can look at the stats here. So for Death Machine, we're going to get 20 area resistance, and you're going to get 15 from the Blood Moon. So those are both good, and I'm kind of curious where this UR Vision card is going to land. If it's at 20, then that's going to be insane. And the really cool thing about this card for me personally is that I constantly use Death Machine, and it is an attack-oriented card. It has like 100 and something attack. So obviously, when you have a big magic party, you want the area resistance to make yourself a little bit, give yourself more survivability, but then you're losing out on a bunch of magic stat to have this card equipped on a magic user. So this Ildira card is probably going to be magic oriented in terms of its stats, so it's going to be a really nice swap for the Death Machine. But even if it has 15 area resistance like the Blood Moon, I'm still going to be all over that. Okay, so if we look at the vision ability, and these are new, okay? So vision ability is super important to know that it is an ability that the person that has the vision card equipped can use in combat, whatever the ability is. It's like you're giving them a new skill. Now here's the thing. To upgrade the vision ability, you have to upgrade the vision card. So for example, with a time limited vision card, if you get this to 2 stars and the ability's at like level 10, you'll never be able to increase it to the max level. So to get the most out of vision abilities, you need to raise the vision card to max. It's going to add a lot of pressure during limited times, but even with a non-limited card, it's going to really give you that extra reason, if there wasn't already ready, to max a vision card during the featured period. So this is Height 3 Holy, which we already have. It's a new version. Height 3 Holy Knight's Purge. Whoa! And this is actually it's not a specified type of damage. Oh, unless it actually, some of these vision cards match the elements of the user. But let me just read this out here in case I'm missing something. So deals medium damage to targets within range based on the magic stat, but it lowers attack and magic for 3 turns, and it is increased potency on the height of that has a multiple of 3, so that's pretty cool. That's the same as the regular, except for that new debuff, but it also has a chance of inflicting immobilize for 3 turns. So we're getting the Height 3 Holy, but it's also a debuff on whoever it hits. and it also could immobilize people. This is insane. I think this is one of the best skills I've ever seen, and I'm super excited to the point where I'm going to pull for this, even though I'm not prepared at all. So I sincerely hope that there is a 10k step up for it, so I can just focus on maxing it. But yeah, I don't think it says anywhere if this is going to match, so that's good and bad. If this became a water ability, obviously it would be very good against fire units. If it was a light ability because it's holy, then obviously it would be good against dark units. But the fact that it is non-elemental is also good, because then if someone's resistant to light or resistant to water, then they don't care because it doesn't do those types of damage. So someone let me know in the comments if this does actually match your unit's element, or if it is just light element. Alright, so this is more of like a debrief than a should you pull, because these are both very, very specific cards, and one's given to you, obviously. So for Holy Knight's Visitor Winter Moogle, we're all going to get it, we're all going to get the Esper. Should you actually spend money, or should you actually spend Vision Ore on shards? Well, first of all, who knows, there might be an event that just gives us a bunch of shards anyway, and in which case then yeah, go for it, just max the card. If you actually do have to spend Vision Ore on this on the shards for this card, then I would not do that unless you have one of three things happening. One, you have Winter Ramada. Two, you have Winter Mashri. And three, you have no good accuracy cards, and the accuracy on this card for the party ability is actually pretty good. Then yeah, you should build it. But otherwise, then don't waste your Visior on it. It's not worth your time. It's only, and really we need to see what the stats on it are before we think it's any good for those two winter units as well. Now for the winter holiday party, if you have Ildira, then this is a slam dunk. You need to get this card, you need to pull for it, and hopefully we have a 10k step up that gets us the card, so we can just focus on getting the actual shards for it. Now if it doesn't, that's really tricky, because you could chase this card pretty far. So if like hypothetically, if there's no 10k step up, then I'm just gonna pull with 10k and see if I get it, and we'll go from there. And then hopefully I don't pull any Christmas units, because I'm not really into them right now. But let's say you don't have Ildira, let's say you have Mashri, don't pull it. It's not worth it. Or you have Halloween Little Leela. Well, then that's really a judgment call for you if you think this is going to be a really good boost for them with the magic up, the area resistance, and then the new vision ability. I would just love to see this vision ability take off and be a thing. So definitely worth considering, but you'd be more on the fringe area. If you're getting this purely for Mashri, I mean, you gotta love Mashri, right? Like that's got to be the reason, because I don't think that it's worth investing money or Visior into making a unit better that's not really going to be competitive for you in most content. So I'm sorry to say that. And I love Mashri, I use Mashri, but that's just how it is. If I get this card for Ildira, I'm going to use it with Mashri because I have her, but I'm not getting it for Mashri. Okay. So that's it. That's all I have to say for this video. I'll be back soon with the video on the units, and I'll break those down. That's going to be more of a an actual video with analysis. This is more of news, but until then, we'll see you in the comments, and thanks for watching.